Hi everyone. I thought we'd do a retrospective of some of the very cool stuff we got to play with this year. As regular viewers of our channel know, this year we got to get in some incredibly interesting things with our used haul videos. For those of you who haven't watched it, Allison will link to some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about. So, starting off, a very, very, very rare speaker made by PAS Labs called the Rushmore. Many of you know PAS Labs. Many of you may not know that Nelson PAS also for a short period of time designed speakers. This was the very best speaker he ever designed. It's called a Rushmore. Well, Rushmore being Mount Rushmore. Back then, I think it was between 2004 and 2007, PAS Labs decided to introduce a line of speakers, and the Rushmore was their top of the line. It was a speaker that had amplifiers built in, so it's a dynamic speaker. It's got its own amplifiers. If I remember correctly, it was a four-way, so you've got a tweeter, mid-range, and woofers. And each one of the drivers had their own dedicated amplifier. And for the mid-range and the tweeters, they were using single-ended Class A amplification, and then for the woofers, they were using a Class AB amplifier. Sounded wonderful. I didn't get a chance to listen to it for too long, unfortunately, because the moment that we said we had these for sale, they were sold. So I didn't get a chance to play with it too much, but boy, the short period of time I listened to, wow, what a great speaker and what a great value too. And so, yeah, that was a wonderful, wonderful speaker to play with. I had seen them at CES many years ago, Consumer Electronics shows many years ago when they first introduced it. And I always wanted to really hear them, but then shortly afterwards, within about 3 or 4 years, PAS Labs discontinued the product. So that was a great product to check out. And anyway, you can see the link below. Allison will put some of the pictures on. The other one, again, another speaker, was the Teno Kingdom. So Teno has made a number of speakers also called the Kingdom, but this one was the rare one. This one was the original Kingdom 18. Big speaker, 18-inch woofers. It was like a unicorn. I had read about it once or twice. I had seen a coverage of the product when they first had a press release about it many years ago, but I'd never physically seen one. So when out of the blue, a lady called me up and said, do you sell products for us? We have an estate we'd like you to look at. And I went through this products range, and then she mentioned they had a Kingdom. I said, which one? And she got back to me and said it was a Kingdom. The woofer measured 18 inches. Sent me a picture of it. I said, I'm driving there. So I immediately rented a truck, drove down by myself, brought the speakers back, and wow, what an amazing speaker. And sure enough, wanted to listen to it for a bit longer, but within literally a day, it was gone. The good news is that I know who bought it, and one of these days I'll be able to go back and listen to the speakers much longer. But what an amazing joy it was to see these speakers and to see it going to a great guy. The other interesting thing was, probably nobody's ever seen anything like this. We got 7 Boulder 2050 monoblock amplifiers. That was insane. 7 of them. We had to have movers with a truck bring these amplifiers to the store for sale. And literally within a few days, they were all sold to the same person. 7 monoblock 2050 amps. Each amp weighs about 200-300 pounds, if you can imagine that. That is a crazy amplifier. And then the last one that was also extremely memorable was one that was very recent, the MBL Hall. I love that hall because I've always enjoyed what MBL represents and what they do. I never had a chance to hear the electronics up until this time. I own a pair of the 101s, which I've talked about before. In fact, we just did a video called My Love-Hate Relationship with MBL. But when with my 101s, I could never get them to sound amazing. I got them to sound pretty good, but never amazing. And I think that's partly perhaps because I didn't own the MBL electronics. Well, this gentleman who sold the system had all MBL, lots of them. And so I finally got a chance to hear the MBL speakers with the MBL amplifiers and the preamp and so on. And wow, I can honestly tell you, at least with the 116s, okay, not with the 101s or even the large MBL extremes, but at least with the 116 speakers, what a wonderful sound, truly wonderful sound. Everything sold in that series except for the 9008 monoblock amplifiers. So if you're interested at all in a great buy, check out the MBL video that the Hall video that Allison will link below. That amplifier, I don't understand why they haven't sold yet. For the price that we are selling on behalf of the client, it's an absolute steal. The latest version is called the 9008A. This is called the 9008. From what I understand, similar power, similar build quality. Somebody emailed me and said, as far as they know, the only difference between the 9008 and the 9008A is that the A nomenclature denotes that inside they've improved the speaker wiring. Now, I haven't had a chance to reach out to MBL to confirm that that's the case, but presumably the difference is not dramatic because they kept the same numbering system. So be that as it may, it's a fraction of what a current version 9008A monoblock would sell for. So if you're looking for a deal, we've got the crates, we can ship it. You have to pay shipping, but for the price, it's an absolute bargain. Anyway, those were some of the cool stuff we got to play with this year. Obviously, if you've been following our channel and you think that there are other things that I left out, please write them in the comments below. As many of you know, I respond to most of your comments. I read them all. I enjoy your feedback. So thanks for watching, and thanks for your support this year. It really means a lot to us, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.